the flow reels right now.
Yeah,
Yep.
you know, it's crazy though. And like, if you look back, me, because I'm a wrestling junkie, and it was a little bit. I was in junior high when it was going on in high school. But if you look at like the Harvey Twisters in the early '90s, and I'm not disrespecting any of the guys that coached them or Bill Wyke when he was at Mount Carmel, but if you look at this little hotbed of wrestling, like between what was truly like that Chicagoland Harvey area, if those kids who ended up being like they ended up producing multiple NCAA champions came out of one little club, right, in a little area between Tony Davis, the Williams brothers, Milton Blakely. I could go on and on. If those kids would have had year-round wrestling, like that was, I look at like these kids now and I look at that little area in that time frame and I go, wow, what would that little group have been like had they had like the elite coaching and the elite clubs in year-round training, right? They were doing it out of Harvey Twisters Park District with Quintroy, I can never say it right, and like someone to Mount Carmel. You also had Reggie Wright at the same time coming out of Proviso, but there was these hammers at Proviso too. And like we have no clue if they would have been grown up in this generation in this time with the elite club coaching, year-round training, year-round wrestling, high-level training. High school kids have the best training that they've ever had. Their coaching is so far superior than what anybody's ever experienced before as high school wrestlers. I don't know. I mean, I think that group, that early '90s group, would have been.
Well, they were pretty good.
Well, I know, but I mean, but we got PJ Duca on the world team. We got Rainey on the world team, and we got who else?
I hear what you're saying.
We had 3 high schoolers on the world team this year, senior level. We got Jax Forrest or Lillidahl just became the first wrestler in U.S. history to win U17s, U20s, and U23s.
Yeah.
No other have done it.
Well, I wonder, I'd be curious, like, I wonder how close like a Joe Williams or a TJ Williams would have been. Well, more like Joe Williams, how close Joe Williams would have been to the world stage. Like if he just was like competing in those tournaments to like, because when you compete against competition, you kind of just jump levels because you have to. As a competitor, you're just like, well, I'm not going to lose. So I just figure it out. So like if Joe Williams was just in that environment of like, hey, you got to compete now. And it's like, oh, okay, I'll do that. Cause I mean, he was good right away. So it's not like he didn't learn, he didn't like work his way into college. Like he was a stud right away. Right.
Yeah. But I'm just looking like from a technique standpoint, the things that our guys are hitting today and there's the high level techniques, dude, our guys weren't doing that. The guys that were
when you look at like Bo, I mean, Bo's technique isn't like flawless.
What?
I don't think Bo Bassett's technique is not flawless, but he's like
so
rising. He's rising to the like. Obviously, there's technique involved, but like he's just not letting other people bully him around.
He's got a pace that nobody can keep up with, but that comes with a certain type of training where he's put into that place.
Agreed.
But is there a wrestler in the world right now that has a better slide by than 18-year-old Jax Forrest? I don't think there is. There isn't a single wrestler in the world that hits a slide by that nasty. That
Drake Ayala.
What?
This is nasty.
Who's?
It is pretty good.
Ayala.
Drake Ayala.
Ayala's is really good. It is not Jax Forrest level. Sorry.
I don't know. I think it's pretty good.
Jax Forrest is takes a guy at was that U23s where in the finals where he basically.
Yeah, I think that I don't know. Yeah,
but it's freestyle. It doesn't count.
Yeah.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
Why does Drake hasn't wrestled as much freestyle though, has he?
No, nobody from Iowa wrestles freestyle, but
Spencer Lee.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Drake's probably upset that he lost nationals. He probably wants to make sure he's going to win this national tournament.
But wrestling in general gets better at if you're wrestling freestyle like crazy. You scored 0 takedowns in the finals. You scored 0 takedowns in the Big Tens. So wouldn't freestyle help you?
Yeah, I don't know why he chose not to. I mean, sometimes it's just a break, probably, right? Like I don't know why he didn't compete. I just know all I was saying is Drake Ayala his slide by is pretty good too.
But like when we were talking about though before, like these kids that have been elite for like this batch of kids that are within what a
3-4 year
Yeah, I was gonna say 4 or 5 year window maybe, but yeah, 3, 4 is probably better. 3, 4 window or 3, 4 year window. I think a lot of it was the unlimited competition to the point where it was like, I think these kids were truly wrestling freely because it didn't really. It's crazy to sound. It didn't matter so much because there's a tournament tomorrow. There's a tournament next weekend.
We'll see him.
You know what I
We'll see
mean?
the same guy again next weekend.
Yeah.
100%. And I think that really like took the pressure off. As much as these kids were, I think you could overcompete a kid maybe, or a kid can overcompete, but I think there was so much competition. I mean, it's an oxymoron. It's but I think there was so much competition that it actually took away from the competition aspect of it.
And plus, like in that COVID time, like it was like it was so I don't know, it's like nobody knew what was going on, so it was like you didn't see the horizon of like, oh well, it's gonna go back to normal like this and whatever. You were like, who knows, this is just what it's gonna be, right?
Yeah, the new normal or the new norm. Remember that saying?
Yeah,
and I'm not like I'm not gonna make fun. I won't make fun of the situation. I won't make light of the situation. I mean, there's people got sick, shit happened. I mean, there's no there's no making light of that. But like for this core group of people that we had, or this core group of people that were competing in, I mean, we were everywhere, but like Wisconsin Dells is a prime example of, it was anarchy. It really was. It was
God,
in a good way. Is anarchy and good could be in the same sentence. It was it was great. Yeah, I mean, maybe right to an extent. And it was just, I mean, literally up there every weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You could be on 13 U teams. You could be on 15 U teams. It wasn't
30, 40 matches a weekend.
Almost, yeah. There'd be an individual. You could basically wrestle 4 different things. You could be a 13. I mean, depending on the age of you, of course. But I know for us, Jimmy was able to wrestle 13U and 15U individuals, then 13U dual teams and 15U dual teams.
Let's not forget about freestyle and Greco too, because a lot of those tournaments had that also.
Yep. So it was, it was.
And was this happening anywhere else in the country?
Wisconsin Dells was definitely the hotbed. Where else did Michigan?
Yeah, there was some stuff going on in Michigan and Pennsylvania, kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
Obviously Oklahoma and Florida as well, but Wisconsin Dells cornered. Right? Oh, West Virginia, yeah. West Virginia. Shit, what's the name of that town? Right across the Ohio River.
Across the border. Yep.
Pennsylvaniaville or something.
Tyrant ran all those tournaments out there.
Yeah. It was
Corey
a weird
Fredericks.
name. But
talking about all these elite kids, and I'm gonna say this, we don't like to give love to like other people out there that do this type of stuff, but not that we don't give love, but we don't mention them very often. But Willie, I'm a big fan of Willie Saylor's opinion. I think sometimes he messes up seedings pretty bad, but I do think a lot of what he says is pretty spot on. And he said flat out, like, he believes pound for pound, technically, whatever, the best wrestler in the United States right now.
Orion Mills.
Is which Mills? Pequavius or not?
I thought he said Orion.
Mills, yeah. So as good as like we think we see Jax Forrest and we see this kid, and Willie says it's Orion Mills.
Which I guess I don't know, but he's a 106 pounder, so I mean it's hard to gauge.
Although he's a 106 pounder, he said he still believes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess what you were just mentioning. That's what you think.
I think that he might. It's, to be honest with you, it's really hard to tell. I think they're all so elite, and like when you look at Blaze, Lilladol, Jax, PJ Duke,
Mendez.
The Rainies at times, then you go to Orion Mills, and I'm missing a few. They're all so freaking good and have already done so much in wrestling at such a young age, and it's like, and they beat the best at the senior level, and they could beat NCAA champions. Some have already got chance, and it's like, I just think this generation is very special. There's 25 guys in this generation are probably the most special 25 guys of any generation we've had in wrestling.
Yeah, I would love to see the actual list to see, because I mean, again, I mentioned, I don't know, did he say the best wrestler like all
Yes,
right now?
pound for pound in the nation right now. Orion
Yeah.
Mills is what he said.
Okay, well, I disagree. I mean, I guess I haven't seen enough of him, but I mean, to not include somebody like Jesse Mendez is, I mean,
Well, I don't think
that dude doesn't lose.
I love Jesse Mendez.
And
Jesse
I'm
last year.
what's that?
Jesse Mendez lost twice last year.
Well, he doesn't lose when he needs to. I don't know. I mean, what do you mean? Everybody loses. That Mills kid will lose.
He's lost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think he was talking about high schoolers, the best high school wrestler in the country.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard to go against Jax Forrest, who wins a world title. I mean, it's hard to say Bo Bassett's not the best when he just beat, I think 4-time All-American Bo Bartlett, or 3-time All-American at least. But
it was freestyle. It don't count.
yeah, I mean, it is different. I mean, I definitely think that it would be an interesting match in folk style, but still, just to compete alongside those guys. I mean,
I will say this: I personally believe right now the best wrestler in the United States for high schoolers is Jax Forrest.
Yeah.
That's my.
Yeah.
And again, here's the thing. Selfishly, I think that some of these guys. Let's go into this direction, because we're talking about it a little bit off air before we started. But guys like Bo, they have benefited from this like multi competitive aspect, right? We're talking about kids being able to go and compete in college opens, and some states don't let that happen. Like, how many guys could be progressing and getting better if they're put in that environment more often? Because those guys wrestle. Jax Forrest, who's the guy that's going to Penn State? Blaze, right? Blaze.
Marcus. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
They were wrestling. They were wrestling in the Clarion Open, I think, the last 2 years, right?
Yeah. I don't know what Stewie or either you guys will probably, or even hell, everyone's gonna know more than me. I'll just bring it up though. Like when Bo and Melvin and I think Mason Gibson was still in school when they decided they're gonna all go to the same school, and then they said, well, you're suspended for 2 years. And they said, okay, it's worth it to us. I mean, they were like the pioneers of
We don't care.
Doing their own thing.
high school wrestling. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, they were the pioneers of that. I think, of course, there's other people like I'm sure there's been other people, but they were, they are the tip of the iceberg of that. Like, fuck it, hold my beer.
Yeah.
Watch this.
Yeah. And they
it worked. It worked.
Yeah, I mean, Levi Haynes skipped his senior year of high school, and just went to Pennsylvania and trained with David Tate full time for the year. And said, like, I already want to stay cares about winning another one. My goal is to be the best in the world. I think Lake Highland Prep kind of had it out with the Florida High School Athletic Association over a national schedule, and eventually said, fuck Florida. We don't care. We'll wrestle prep schedule and do whatever we want. Right?
What about Dean Hamidi? Didn't he bail his senior year?
No.
Didn't he go to Oklahoma? I mean, Wisconsin early?
No.
I know he didn't wrestle in the tournament at least.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
IHSA?
Yeah,
no, because it would have been like fake state. You know what I mean?
Oh, that was during 2020.
That was IWCOA state.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. So his senior year was that year. I got you.
I think he just didn't bother doing it. And I don't mean anybody that won a state title that year. I don't mean not being dry. It's just that's what it was called, or that's what it was known as.
Yeah, because I mean it wasn't the high school state, so I get it.
But it was also one class.
Yeah. Sure. No, definitely. But it was a different time. But I think you might be right. He definitely probably dipped out. I mean, I don't know. Why wouldn't he have? So, but in general, those guys out in Pennsylvania, they were going at the college open stuff early. And I just think that there's an advantage of it's the sink or swim thing, right? When you're a high level competitor, you get into deep water, you rise to the occasion, I think. And so having guys have the opportunity, again, talking about guys in the state of Illinois, how many guys, whether it's Jimmy or Aaron Stewart or Munareto or all these guys, if they got to wrestle college opens and get to compete against guys that were, 19, 20, 21, right? Whatever, college All-Americans, how are they going to do? I mean, I just know just from, talking to Jimmy and seeing how he trains when he goes and trains with older kids and older guys that are good, he's getting better like every single time he fights those guys. So having the ability to go in those environments and in those events, I think definitely helps you jump levels. So
For
Watch-
sure. Yeah.
watch- So, I'm not going to put any names out there just because I don't think it's fair to these kids, but now they're men. So I watched him wrestle men who are starting in the Big Ten. And I watched Jimmy win.
yeah, so I just think if you give opportunities to kids like that, to go and compete against those guys, I just think that they would. So case in point, that's kind of my point with the Joe Williams comment. Like if you put Joe Williams against college guys and when he was a senior in high school, I think he's going to figure it out quicker. Right. And he obviously did quick. So yeah, the rules kind of get in the way of a lot of progress, and some people are just, doing their thing. So
Craig Anderson said his job is to provide equity for all athletes within the state of Illinois. And if I ask me to go wrestle at the Grandview Open, it's not equitable because these other kids aren't given the same opportunity as him.
We'll give them all
Yeah.
the same opportunity then. Call it a day.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. But yeah, either way.
You submit your who you are to an open, and you allowed a tournament director the right to determine whether you were capable of competing there. I don't think anybody would have a problem with that.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I mean, I have mixed emotions with it all. Don't like, that's still kind of fresh, like freshman year when that was all going on. And like, I mean, dude, I'll be the first one to admit I got wrapped up in like the online debate of, whether it's right. I mean, there's just people that are anti private school. So no matter what, they're anti-private school, regardless of the kid's name, regardless of the sport, regardless of anything. There's anti-private school.
Yep.
That's their right. I mean, hey, I get it. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, there's guys that don't like Ford trucks. So what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like, what's the difference? I mean, really.
No,
But
they drive around with the sticker that has somebody pissing.
Or
on
just
them.
they just don't buy a Ford, Or there's guys that don't like Chevy trucks,
Yeah.
but they'll drive a GMC.
I really like Ford F-150.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just, you know what I mean. It's same but different.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of the people are just what I found, and I will not mention names because I know what happens there. But if you're a wrestling parent, well, I'm saying probably a sport parent in general, but speaking from experience, if you're a wrestling parent and you can dilute the waters for your son or daughter, man, a lot of people go that route.
Take the high road.
Yeah.
Well, no, they no,
That's
the
low
opposite.
road. Yeah.
They would rather dilute the water than be like, oh,
They don't
yeah,
want
welcome.
even competition.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying. Taking the easy way out.
Yeah,
But-
100%.
But that's the norm. I mean, when you look at the IHSA as a whole, and I won't go off the path too far, just slightly.
You can go wherever you want.
But
Yeah, don't go to it.
when you look at like football, right? Or when you look at wrestling, those are the two easiest for me. When they didn't have 8A football years ago, it was 6, right? It was 1 through 6. Wrestling used to be 1 class, then they moved it to 2. I remember when they moved it to 3, and I thought to myself, this is a fucking shit show. I'm watching kids with 500 records winning matches at the state tournament. I got one there. I had a kid that was 19 and 21. And I said, hey, we certified at this weight, though. We go that way in the state series. You will qualify. And he thought I was crazy. And it worked. And he did with a losing freaking record. And it's wrong. It shouldn't happen. But we went from 10 state medalists. When we went from 1 class to 2, we went from 6 to 10. When we went from 2 to 3, we went from 10 medalists to 18 medalists and essentially 3 state champions. There's kids with multiple state titles who wouldn't place in 3A.
Yeah.
Right? it's like, hey, but it's equitable. We're giving all these opportunity. And then and people and parents go, hey, it's not enough.
I wonder how much. I mean, again, I really wish we could know statistically if the parents are at the center of the changes or the pressure to make more opportunities, or is it some sort of like? Because I always think first it's financial, right? You get more kids to the state tournament, you sell more hotels, you get more people into the local places. They get, the visitors bureau gives you more money. You sell more tickets. How much of it is actually dictated by the parents? Do you really think?
Not much.
I
I think you answered the question when you said it was all about money. It's at the end of the day, everything's about money, Dalton.
The IH is all about money. Their decision to move to more classes means more. You look at the state tournament, becomes way more profitable to have 3 classes than 2 classes, not just for the IHSA, but for the city of Champaign, for everybody, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, my last couple of years coaching, I mean, hotel rooms were $400 a night or something like that. It was at least 400
You
a
got
night.
you got to pay for 2 if you book in advance. They don't let you do one night. Like if you want to do just Thursday, they won't let you.
Yeah. So I mean, the hotels, I think that's why I said, like, although we're, what we were talking about with a lot of parents would be they're ecstatic that their kid gets to sit on the medal stand, even if they look at the other medal stand and they're like, oh, we can't beat those guys or whatever. And it is an interesting concept because, I think competition is kind of what we're all after, I thought, but a lot of people are after the shiny objects. So
Yeah. It was anything to have my kid's name and weight on a sweatshirt. That's all I care about. Is what whatever it takes.
Yeah.
215, 190/215. Who knows?
Yeah.
The whole family's got one.
It's Tridelphia. It is Wheeling, but it's Tridelphia, West Virginia.
Same difference, right?
Yeah. I just remember it was an odd name, Tridelphia.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we kind of got off on a sidetrack. I didn't really expect to go deep into the waters. We did talk about that we wanted to go into this, and we'll probably revisit this. But the reason for us to have this podcast tonight was, one, we missed Mark Stewart yesterday, so we wanted to hang out with Mark and chat wrestling. But we also missed a whole bunch of people. Maybe not a whole bunch, but just a couple people and some important.
Some main ingredients. Yeah.
Some important ones. And, again, I didn't find out until on the podcast last night that we could use track wrestling to find the results. So luckily, I have classic mode in full effect on track, and we got the results. So, Jim, you want to kick it off with who we forgot with the from the Michigan State Open?
The one of the main ones we missed would have been Eddie Enright. Won it at the Fresh Soft division at 174.
Nice.
And I think it was he bonused his way. I think it was a dominant win as well. I don't know if we can get that deep into it, but.
Well, I know in the finals, he won 11-0.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. So, a major in the finals. So Eddie Enright, I don't know how. I don't know. I remember seeing a picture of him winning something, and I didn't know what, and I don't know how I didn't resonate to look him up yesterday, but it didn't.
What's Eddie's sister's name? She's wrestling too.
I don't know.
I always forget it.
Where's she?
Anyways,
where's she wrestling at?
Oh, Gutierrez too. Looks like Gutierrez at Fresh Soft 165. 6th place.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we forgot Gutierrez.
Roll back up. Keep going to 33. And I don't know if you mentioned stop. It's one more. Sorry, 25. Michael Esteban.
Ava.
Did you guys mention Esteban? He's
Yep, we got him. It's Ava.
There you go. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. We talked Esteban. We forgot Gutierrez.
Did Davino wrestle in the duel against Chattanooga? Because I tried to look, I kind of looked that up today, and then I got, I was just on, what the hell was I on? I was like, I don't know,
What day
Ohio. I was on like an Ohio State Facebook page looking at results, and then I don't know what I did wrong.
I know. No, but what day was it? Sunday?
I got it. Hold on, yeah.
It was Saturday.
Ben Davino wins over Ethan Lipsy, 19-4. Tech fall.
Jesus.
Wow. Jesse Mendez tech fall 21-6. Dude doesn't lose.
He's good, man. Ohio State's just solid right now.
That's all
I know. I'm just messing with you.
Diego Sotelo transferred to Michigan. He won Sunday morning. He won on Sunday.
And he came from state. Where did he come from? Stanford or Harvard?
Harvard.
Yeah.
You know who else wrestled I saw this weekend and did well? A lot. And you guys, I guarantee you missed him. Bison Open. He is from Peoria. He wrestles for Danny Burke. What high school is Danny Burke coach?
Peoria.
Notre Dame. Tristan Doherty from North Dakota State. He transferred there last year. He won at the Bison Open. He had that big upset last year over Richie Figs.
Okay.
What about what the hell tournament? There was another tournament I was going to ask you if there was anybody at from Illinois. Wasn't a Bison one. Oh man, it was Whitewater. Whitewater just wrestled. Did Kirchner wrestle?
Kirchner wrestled last weekend. I saw.
Did he?
They had a whole squad of them out there at Wisconsin Stevens Point last weekend. There's a ton of Illinois kids wrestling there from Whitewater.
Can you pull it up or not? Because that's something like I don't know how to do it. You know what I mean? I just.
What was it? What's the tournament? Is it Stevens?
That was the Pointer Open. There's a shit ton of Illinois kids wrestling in the fresh soft division up there.
Let's dig into that. Let's do that. I can't, but let's do it.
Well, now Dalton's like got this screen where he's super awesome, where he can like move us to the side, and then he pulls up his results, and he just scrolls so we can read them.
Yeah, I'm in.
Bam!
Look at that bird dog. Zoom in one more for me. Well, my tablet's so fucking far.
Okay.
Gotta get Penny to fix that for you.
Ben's nursing a dog to health.
Ethan Spack, North Central. Matt Chai's an Illinois kid. I think he's from like Glenbard. Spax went to where? Where was he from?
Spat. That's done by Ealer.
Ethan
Spat. Yep.
Yeah.
Uasaf. He's an Illinois kid. Where is he? Lockport or Oak Forest? Nope. Cam Johnson.
Pause right there for 1 second. Mark, who did any Illinois kids wrestle at Bellarmine, Iowa?
No.
No.
Okay.
A bunch of them took the road trip out, but they did not restart.
Copy.
Cam Johnson. He must be. Is he just back?
Yeah, he's been out.
Yeah. He's been wrestling. I mean, I think he's wrestled longer in college than I have.
He's like on that 7 or 8 year plan.
Yeah, because he had I forget. I don't know exact. Matty Jens.
Yep, Matty Jens and Condor.
What weight?
65.
Wow.
All right.
Matty Jens getting to 65.
Oh, this makes my evening.
He had 5 abs. He didn't get his 6th one yet, but he got his 5th.
His 5th what?
Why didn't
ab muscle?
Oh.
Why didn't he win? Who did he lose to?
Club's really hard going forward and got hit in a left-hand sweep single and immediately put into a Mills half.
Which one did he lose to? McDonough or Salman?
McDonough.
Okay. And then Harrison Condor.
Placement. He just missed falling Condor. Condor got to his legs quite a bit. He then felt heavy hips and a sprawl to a go behind.
Matty teched his guy in the third place match. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good to see Harrison Condor wrestling. Oh, this is so much better. I'm glad we're looking at this tournament.
Jared Gumala, he's an Illinois boy. I'm sure that Jake Luce is too. Luce is, but I don't remember. I know the name. I think it's crazy.
Isn't that a DeKalb kid?
What?
Lucy? Jake Lucy? Yeah,
Yes.
that's a DeKalb
Yeah.
kid.
Yep. Loose, just loose.
I
Jake
think he
Lucy.
won Dvorak, I want to say. Or Cheesehead? What was it?
I don't know. But you know what's crazy? Sullivan Ramos had such a great year, and he kind of just like did it all a little bit late, and now he's at Parkside. Which, hey, Nick Becker's as good as they get in Division II wrestling, so it's great. But
Don't
awesome.
forget, his front yard is Parkside. He literally lives in front of Parkside School. I mean, that has a lot to do with it. I think of him not wanting to maybe venture too far from home yet, because he's a young fucker. He didn't do the hold back stuff or anything like that, so he's a young gun.
Yeah. I don't think anybody in this weight class.
What weight is that? I can't see.
That was
84.
84.
Okay. 97.
No.
Where's Kirchner?
Hey, I'm going to show you. This is not fresh off.
Okay.
This is a gold division.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know them boys.
Okay, silver.
Here we go.
And silver means what? Fresh off?
Yeah, well, it's fresh off. I mean, you could be a fresh off and go gold, but only fresh off can wrestle silver. I don't know anybody on that one.
Villalobos.
Yeah.
Lobos.
Ryan
No
Hansen. Ryan Hansen that's an Illinois kid.
Yeah, so is Villalobos. He's the
Rochelle. And
Rochelle.
Hansen was from
Again, Oshkosh they're getting a lot of Illinois guys.
Yep.
A lot of these Wisconsin
Tyler.
D3 schools. Yeah.
I can't say his last name. He's an Illinois kid who took fourth. I just don't remember where he went.
Yeah.
What weight was that? 33?
Yep. Oddly, I don't know any of those kids.
Yeah, I don't know anybody here.
Keep going. Okay. No. Nope. There's a bunch in the brackets that just didn't do well in those weights. Okay.
Acuna. Isn't
Not
Acuna?
him. That
Yeah,
was his name.
Was an Illinois kid for sure.
His name was Yair.
Oh, isn't he? That's just a JCA kid, right?
Yeah.
No, Mount Carmel.
Mount Carmel.
Yeah, one of
Okay.
those.
Yep.
I swear O'Connor's an Illinois kid.
What's the first name?
Jack.
Jack O'Connor from Whitewater. Yeah, I mean, again, Whitewater gets a lot of Illinois kids.
All right, so you got
Logan
You know,
DeFlippio. Remember DeFlippio?
I know his dad real well. He trained for a while. Kirchner got third.
Now, Cal's the youngest, right?
Callan's the youngest, yes.
165 pounds. He's still 7 feet tall, though, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Out. I think he's going to end up.
Hey,
going
Ryan McGovern. Ryan McGovern. He's a St. Charles East kid.
Yep, that's right. Logan DeFilippo, though, winning that tournament's pretty impressive.
Yeah, right? What the fuck's his dad's name? Like Bart or something. He's got like a...
Is he a cool guy?
What's his dad? Yeah, he's cool. What's his
Super
dad's
cool
name?
wrestling dad.
Ben Vasquez took third.
Ben, yeah. His dad's a cop.
Jerry Bear.
Yeah.
He's a Waukegan cop.
Jerry
dude.
with a G. Super
Yes.
cool.
Nobody else in that.
There should be another. So where's the...
Hold on, we're at a 84
Where's
right
Caden
now.
Kirchner then? Caden Kirchner would have been gold. He didn't wrestle or what?
I could look. I'll look after we get through the heavyweight. Anybody in this one? Roble sounds Zach Roble.
No.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. At a certain point, even in high school wrestling, I really stopped paying attention to the bigger guys.
AJ Frescura, I know him. AJ Frescura, he's from Sandwich.
Okay.
He's a good kid. Obviously he won it. AJ Frescura, yep. Sandwich. Google him real fast. Tell me if I'm wrong, Stewie. Can you, please?
Son of a bitch. AJ, hold on.
AJ Frescura. Are Sandwich singlets orange?
Yeah.
Black baby.
I think that he's from Sandwich.
He's from. Well, he says I'm from Joliet, Illinois, and intend to major in biology. I love to paint, to be outdoors, hang out.
No, that's your Tinder page you're on.
Whoa.
All right, and heavyweight, we're out of heavyweight. That's funny. All right, let me check out the.
I just don't understand what happened there. We went to my Tinder. That was not my Tinder page.
All right. I do not see Kirshner, so hold on.
Maybe Caden didn't wrestle.
Yeah, we only got one Kirshner in the weights in the brackets.
I remember at one point, this would have been maybe old news. I don't know if it's still the same, but I remember Caden was just on the bulk and he wasn't wrestling until he was at a certain weight. So maybe he's very well still on the bulk.
Still on the bulk, yeah. Those dudes.
I mean, a year's time isn't very long, is it, for that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of wrestling, a lot of kids from Illinois. We yesterday we weren't as prepared because I was still in the mode of I can't look up results because flow's down. But I do love the fact that they still have classic mode because that changes a lot for me. So
for sure,
I can. I'm excited again. I was so kind of depressed when it comes to that because again, just thinking about following people and reminding yourself their names and where
he's from. He's from Minooka. I don't know why I said Sandwich. He's from Minooka.
Well, they're both orange. They both wear orange.
All right, there you go. That's why I thought it.
Yeah. Well, I found in junior high he wrestled for Shanahan.
Yeah.
Middle school.
Is Sandwich by Minooka, kind of?
Sort of. It's south of Elgin, I think, right? South of Elgin. It's south of Sycamore. If that, yeah. So.
You guys know my Elgin joke?
I have a feeling we're about to hear it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you later.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, we did catch up on that. We got into some hot button issues. Anything else top of mind? Season started. Ealer, you went to practice. How was it?
It was good. There was 30 kids, which for a 1A program that's co-op between two schools, I think that's good. I think 6-7 girls. Coach Chambliss made all the kids weigh out, and with him standing there watching the scale and taking notes, and he and I kind of recapped everything afterwards. I mean, we'll be solid up to probably 50 or 57, and then we start plugging in some JV kids. 90 will be decent. So no heavyweight right now, but we had what do we have? Three returning state placers and one qualifier. So
are you guys one school or Salt Fork, a school that comes and wrestles with you?
So Devin, my twin, Devin and Laney go to Salt Fork. The other school that we're co-opted with is Oakwood. It's about 10, 15 miles away. So the co-op, they co-op soccer. I think not cross country, just soccer and wrestling for sure. But
so they So does Salt Fork take them to Oakwood for wrestling?
No, the kids drive themselves there.
Okay.
After school. Yeah, poor people have poor ways.
Yeah.
All of our buses are one length here, Jim. Short.
Well, that's what I'm asking because, like, it's Lena and Stockton. They travel like they have
Yeah.
a 15-minute bus ride for practice every day.
That's about what it is, a
didn't know.
15-minute car ride.
Yeah. All right.
That's crazy though. I mean, there's a lot of like schools that want to do certain things, and basically what they say is like, we can't allow that. We can't allow that because we don't have a bus service
Mm-hmm.
and insurance liability. We cannot allow them to drive themselves. And it's like, then other schools,
They're
don't have
not wrong, Mark, and they got jammed up. Southport got jammed up on this 2 years ago. They had the kids were transporting the mats because there was a wrestlers always take second seat down here. So there was a conflict at one of the other schools, and they had to move the mats from one school to the other. Well, the kids were hauling the mats in the back of their pickup trucks, and one of them blew out and hit a car. And the school wouldn't step up and cover for insurance. It was a flipping mess, man. And of course, I insure the guy that was hauling the mats in his truck, and it was a mess.
Yeah. And that's why schools don't allow you to do it. It's stuff like that.
Exactly.
You know, we got to have a service. They got to travel with, can't have kids in driving themselves.
Yeah.
Do you guys, looking ahead at your guys' season, do you guys get up to the north and wrestle much?
As much as as much as teams will let us in. So obviously we're doing the Cadet Classic. We'll be at the pit.
Cadet Classic. So you guys are at the Marmion tournament.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
Yeah, Schwartz won that
and
last
you're
year.
in the pit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then we'll do a Vandalia. We had Coal City last year, but they blew us out. I don't think I think that was a waste of time for them, so they didn't want us back this year. But yeah, we'll have a handful of decent tournaments.
Cool.
And obviously the cadet. Oh, go ahead.
I always find that. So like when you're looking at your lineup right now, you said you got 3 returning state medalists and a state qualifier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Returning, and you could possibly add to that list, right?
I think there's one or two more that'll at least qualify this year. Yeah.
Okay, so you're looking at probably 5 to 6 kids, maybe 4 state medalists, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hope for a state champ or 2. When you guys try to get into some of these bigger events, do you get told like, we want your whole team, or we, only your good guys, stuff like that? Does that happen to you guys?
It's happened. And then, the ones that don't want us to just tell us that there's a waiting list. And then,
Have you had it where they've said, listen, we're already pretty capped, but you're good kids only? Have you had that happen?
I think that happened last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about it, Mark?
One of the things that what I'm trying to get at is like, for the people that are watching, I've had people like reach out to me before, like, hey, do you think you could get us into this tournament? You know those guys really well. And it's like, hey guys, listen, some of these tournaments, it's like they're pretty packed, and they do have waiting lists. And I'm not going to lie, you can jump a waiting list if you know the right people, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's tournaments where flat out like coaches are going to say, and I'm not talking about the Ironman, I'm talking about in-state tournaments where the reason why the schools aren't allowed in is because they have 2 good kids, or the year before they show up with 9 kids, and the schools say, hey, so you get it where the reason that they don't want them there is simply because they can't fill a full lineup, and they're like, hey, listen, we got teams that are good. You may have been in this tournament for 10 years, but they don't want you back because you're not putting a good enough product, in their opinion, out there. Or they want you there because you've got 3 hitters, but they only want your 3 hitters there. They don't want the full team there because it's already pretty packed, pretty full tournament. And so I know a lot of people are like, why can't we get into this? Why can't our coaches? Well, because your coaches or your AD signed a contract, and they will stand on that contract until it's ran its course. So if you're scheduled, they're not going to let you out. But I just wondered if, like, when you got a handful of good kids, if you get told no, or you get yes, but only your good kids.
Heard a little bit of both.
Yep.
Yeah. Or I think sometimes you hunt sacrificial lambs. A lot of them too. You know what I mean? Like
and the coaches kind of spelled that out to a handful of them tonight. Like, look, guys, you're going to get into some tournaments that you got no business being in, but we're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, I think that the new rules are really cool. with the tournament aspect that it would be beneficial for people to, try to get, 3 to 4 of those guys, like get into a different tournament just so they can get some
Quality matches.
yeah, I mean, the fact, again, some of these teams that have a couple good individuals, those individuals definitely get shafted because of their team. And if you could go hustle and try to get them into that bracket, because almost every tournament has a couple spots where they could get somebody in the weight class. So
I have a stupid question. Regardless of 1, 2, or 3A, and I guess that would probably, you're going to tell me that changes it, but let's just say general, like give me a broad number, give me a generic number. What's the average? Give me a number that, like, the studs, if you will, like what every team has X amount of studs. Is there such number or not? Is there a thing like everybody's got 3 studs, everybody's got 5, everybody has 2, everybody has 1? Like what
That's
is it?
That's a Stewie question.
like an average for all the
Yeah,
team?
an average. Or is that you have to segregate the divisions? You have to go 3A, 2A, 1A to answer that.
Well, I say that the vast majority of the state. Well, first thing you need to clarify is what's a stud.
I don't know. That's it. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe a state champ or a state runner-up.
Hey,
Yeah.
Mark, you know what? I'm impressed. I'm impressed by that. That rebuttal was really good because you tried to I was thinking the same thing. Like, well, you got to be specific on what it means to be a stud because.
Well, that's why I said generic, because my question is generic as well.
I think it's different for every class. I think you're a stud if you're a state qualifier. I think,
And from an Illinois
3A.
I would say that what we consider per town as being like a good wrestler is whether or not you're a qualifier. That's the bottom level bar to being a good kid, to being good. And
minimum requirement is state
minimum
qualifier.
requirement is state qualifier. And
I think I like that.
I would say that on average, if you were doing it, you got to like lose your top 10 and get rid of your bottom 10 schools, because your top 10 schools probably whack out, 9 kids every year. But if you got rid of the top 10 schools and the bottom 10 schools, your average is probably 3 per school, 2 per school.
Yeah.
Well, give me a next. Give me your next. All right, you're a state qualifier. What's the next? What's the next requirement? Maybe a little more, and maybe a little more advanced. Maybe a little more important. Whatever the word is. Maybe a little. I don't want to say the word more better. I'm gonna say it. What's more better than a state qualifier? What's the next requirement?
What do you mean a placer?
A placer.
Placer? State placer, okay.
Well, what else would you be?
Oh, even when you look out, we don't have 24 man. How big are the state brackets? 16 guys?
Mm-hmm.
So only 10 kids in that bracket don't place.
Yeah.
So what comes after state placer? State champ?
It goes state qualifier. Yeah, it's obviously state qualifier, state placer, state champ.
Okay.
It's 16-6-1.
All right, and then after state champ, then what comes? National ranking?
Yes.
I'm building the perfect.
If you're
man.
looking at a folk style thing,
state qualifier, you got to be 6 foot tall. State placer, you got to be single. State champ, you got to have a 6-figure income.
What about no tats?
But wait, hold on. I'm still building the perfect man here.
Jim, I'm confused. Now
National champ or national ranked. What's the next requirement?
Folk style, it's a national ranking. There's kids, for whatever reason, they're allowed to go to the Ironman, or they're allowed to go to Super 32, right? Like there is situations where there's kids whose parents cannot afford to send their kids to that are good, and they have to pick and choose when they compete. Like they really do. There is those, and getting airfare from Utah to North Carolina to wrestle in the Super 32 when your parents just took a 9-day vacation to Fargo to watch you wrestle both styles, and it was the most miserable vacation of their life. They
spent $2,000. Yeah.
What's that?
How much?
But they spent a couple grand.
You can tell Dalton's kids are young.
Yeah. What? Yeah. How much is your trip to Fargo cost?
You'll see.
Well, I'm not planning on the trips to Fargo here soon, but
it cost me $2,500 to drive to Ames on Friday.
That's because your experience at the I-80 truck stop on the way home. Had too much time in the gift shop and the men's bathroom, so you're checking out what's going on in there.
Who knew Plan B was so expensive at a truck stop?
Oh shit.
So what was the whole building the perfect man thing? I'm still lost on that, Joe.
I don't know. I was fucking with Stuart. Like,
I got
you gotta, like, you ever see that thing, like some heavyset broad on the internet? You gotta be 6 foot minimum. You gotta have you gotta be single with no, like, they're like the perfect man, you know?
Okay.
So I was building the perfect wrestler to make him, like what we consider a stud, I guess.
Well, I guess, what I was going to say is, just being from Belvedere, which was, never like a super prominent wrestling program, but there are pretty good individuals throughout the years. It was always like average that there was like 3 state qualifiers. So every year it was like there was 3 guys that qualified for the state tournament. And after that, it was always like maybe one of the, like for me, all 4 years, there were multiple guys that qualified, but I was the only placer. So, you know what I mean? So I think it was something like that.
Yeah, but there's what I'm trying to say is I would say half high schools in the state of Illinois don't have a state medalist.
Well, how many don't have a qualifier though? Because it's pretty common for a qualifier, right?
Yeah, for definitely.
It's over half, Mark.
That don't have a
Easily
state medalist.
over half. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's at least half the high schools in the state of Illinois. I mean, there's teams that will get 4 state qualifiers and they don't win 1 match, right?
Yeah.
That's not uncommon. That's the norm.
Well, we could go back to that. Obviously, it's going to be a little, I don't want to say softer, just a little easy. I don't know what the right word is, but it won't be as competitive this year. But like that 1A Oregon sectional, 1A Byron Oregon sectional, whichever one it falls on, there's state placers that don't make it out of the sectional, 100%. Yeah, I mean, I said that last year that this sectional weakens the tournament.
Yeah,
it's a fact.
And
that's not.
There was like 7 of the top 10 ranked kids in the state, or 6 out of the top 10. It was like, well, there's only 4 getting out.
Yeah. And I mean, I know it's not just unique to that sectional. I know there's other sectionals like that.
Yes.
So there's 350 high schools in the state of Illinois that participate in wrestling.
350?
Mm-hmm.
And there's
according to Google.
6 times 14, 18 times 14.
I'm talking on my calculator.
What did you say, Mark?
There is 18 state medalists in the state of Illinois at every weight.
Yep.
252 medals.
And how many high schools is there?
350.
Yeah. And then you got to look at the fact that there's only 252 state medals. But if you look at like Montini, ICCP, JCA, Mount Carmel, Whole Cities, the Vandalias, the Marians, and you start looking at each class, what schools out of that group have 6 state medalists to 10 state medalists, whatever, you would find out that it's easily over half the state does. Because like you're going to have 20 schools that make up the vast majority of the state medals.
Well, this is the thinking process as to why what we were talking about before, why all the discrepancies with the competitive landscape, right? Because they extrapolate that, all the other teams aren't getting medals, right? This is the equity thing, right?
Yeah. I got a quick. All right, here, do this real fast. Google how many schools.
So, Google heavy podcast. There's a lot of work being done today.
Google how many high schools have wrestling in California.
ChatGPT might be better.
Nah, I don't know if they'll know that one perfectly. Google might though. There's definitely probably that, but I can do both.
And then,
hey, while you're looking this up, clarify a Dustin Ehler comment that's been said on the podcast and in text messages. I do not love all hot wrestling moms. I love hot single wrestling moms. I enjoy all wrestling parents, even the ones that say stupid shit. I still enjoy their passion for their child. I love that. But my heart is with hot single wrestling moms.
And the crazy ones named Tiffany.
I actually don't know any Tiffany's.
He hasn't
you?
seen the hot crazy matrix.
So let's see here. According to ChatGPT, the National Federation of State High School Associations participation report, there were 859 schools, high schools in California reporting boys wrestling.
Holy shit. All right, now do that math, Mark Stewart. 859. We're going to round up to 860 to make it even.
And
many classes
hold on,
did
And how many
California
medals? No,
84
one
state
class.
Yeah.
54 state medals. 84 state medals out of 860
No.
schools.
They placed to 8, so they've got 80. They got 8 times 14, so they have
112.
12 state medals.
How many?
112.
112. So 112 out of 860 schools, opposed to 252 out of 350 schools.
Yeah.
I have one more. This one's going to blow your mind now.
Indiana.
Google. Nope. It gets worse. No. Google how many high schools are in Georgia that wrestle.
Yep. And how many
And
classes?
there's 7.
7 classes. Yeah.
Yep. So 7. So do the 7 times what? 14.
I got 352 high schools in Georgia have boys wrestling.
352. Okay, same as Illinois.
And what did
And
you
they
say
have
they
7.
placed to?
They have 7 classes.
So they
What
have.
do
They placed to 6 there. So it's 14 times 6 times 7.
Hold on. What?
I have an experience
14 times
when I was
6.
here in high school. I went out to the NHSCA Open. So that's
588. Is that
National-
really?
Yeah.
And then they had the National Open. And I wrestled a kid named, I'll never forget his name. His name was Josh Jackson. He was on the Ace Extreme team. He won 4 high school state titles in Alabama, and he took 2nd as an 8th grader, right? And he hadn't lost a high school match since the state finals match 8th grade year. And he looks the part. And then me, totally out of shape. I'd been partying all summer, be getting bitched at by my parents, like, you're going to Alabama to wrestle in the NHSCA Open. You haven't been doing shit. So I gave it about a week of training and cut like 15 pounds real quick. Vomited my first 3 matches. And I'm like, I got this kid who's from Alabama with all these state titles. They got multiple classes. I beat that kid 10-0. And it's like, wait a minute.
Stud.
You're drinking booze and doing things you're not supposed to be doing.
You guys listen to this, Hot Wrestling Single Moms?
At all anymore, hot single wrestling moms. What do you want? But anyways, the point is like there's these states where I know where you're getting at. You know, like in Georgia with 7 classes and all these state medals. It's crazy.
They really have 7 classes?
Yes.
Damn.
I knew
They
it
have
was
500. They have 500 state medals that they give out.
No,
every year?
588.
Yeah. Wow.
That's
Almost-
600. Round up. We got to round up. Like we know we all round up.
Okay.
It's
And
600 fucking medals.
everybody wins state.
Yeah.
It's 7, not 6.
It
All right,
is
wait.
interesting. Here. Let me say this for the devil's advocate, and this is one of the reasons why I think that there will be a benefit to having multiple entities over time participate, because although some of these medals we could argue is maybe they're fake medals, they're not real. Like you're not the best, you're not the 6th person in the state, right? You just not because you didn't get you didn't beat those other 6, right? But when people go home, they think of themselves more of a wrestler because they got a medal. So like some of it, I think it is like, is it a necessary evil to make people think that they're doing better than they are just so that they stay involved, and maybe they come out to a practice that they never went before to because they didn't think they were a wrestler, but now they have an identity with wrestling because somebody gave them a medal, and then all of a sudden, now they're going up to the Wisconsin Dells and competing, 3 days in a row or whatever. So is there any benefit to having like some of the fluff along with it?
In other sports, I'm going to say yes. In wrestling, not so much. I'm not going to say not at all, not so much, because
We're gonna roll. We got to go right back to all about money.
Yeah.
What about?
Yeah.
Keep going. I'm curious.
You're talking about the benefits, and I'm going to say there isn't. It's great for participation numbers for high school, but the reality is that wrestling is already extremely limited collegiately by the lack of programs. Even when they're like, oh, where so and so's added a program and so added a program, but so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so lost programs, and we're already down to so many, right? And so there's only so much opportunity for kids to compete. So the benefit ends at high school, and it's purely a participation number. Hey,
but don't you, so
wrestling is probably one of the greatest things you can give to a young person to teach them skills they can use for the rest of their life that are truly, truly beneficial to you as a person. But outside of that, all these state medals to me don't. Illinois is already we're what, the top 5 in regards to wrestling
yeah,
numbers
for sure.
every year, right?
Yeah.
So I'm fine with us having 18 state medals. I really am. I'm actually lying to you guys. I'm not. I do not believe there should be 3 classes. I believe there should be 2, but I do think that 1A should just go to 6. 2A should have stayed at 6, and they should never have changed. After that, no more classes. 2 classes is plenty. But I do believe that it does help with keeping participation numbers high. I think it does help with that. I think having 3 classes and 18 state medals, yeah, because there's kids that normally.
But how many, like, here's the ancillary thing, right? And again, I'm trying to kind of play devil's advocate, because I think that, for me, I think that, there's certain kids in the state that really just, there's really not that many competitions outside of Dvorak, Ironman, maybe the Marmion tournament now, and then the state tournament, that are actually any significant competitive venues for them. And I wish they would go on and go back to what we were talking about, try to chase collegiate opens, like go try to put yourself in the bigger realm. But like, the devil's advocate is like, how many kids who wrestle who aren't, again, is it fooling anybody? Is anybody fooled when somebody wins state, but they're really not the best kid in the state because they're at one of the other classes or something like that? Who's it fooling?
Aunt Brenda.
But Aunt Brenda is not part of it. What she's just Aunt Brenda.
She bought a ticket.
Yeah, but she's not looking at the national rankings on Flow. She's not a Flow subscriber. She's not watching NCAA tournament. She's not doing any of that stuff. But that kid turns into a fan of wrestling. I guess I'm not. I guess what I'm saying is, I don't think people actually think that they're somehow better than the other kids. I think everybody knows their pecking order. I don't think it's a lie. I don't think it's like a mystery as to, like, except for Aunt Brenda. Aunt Brenda will tell everybody in her Facebook group or whatever.
At the water jug on Monday when she shows up to
work.
My
kid, my nephew or my son is the best.
So good.
Yeah, but nobody else is being fooled. So
everybody in the group of divorcee women.
Yeah. So part of me thinks that, like, if there was just a better event for the best kids, I think that would be maybe the solution, I guess. But.
Yeah, I don't know, but I agree with you guys. I'm gonna say that for most people, for a lot of people, the pecking order, right? But if I take you to like, when you start looking on like Instagram or Twitter at some of these posts after kids win state titles, and the comments, or when rankings come out, like. Some people post the rankings. The shit talking is hilarious. There's a large group of people that are delusional and actually believe like so-and-so is actually the best kid in the state. He's 2-time state champ. And I go, well, you're fucking crazy. He'll get majored by the kid that took 4th last year in 2A, or the state champ in 2A will major that kid on a bad day. And I'm the same guy that argued that for years 2A was better than 3A in regards to elite talent. Because, your Montini, your Crystal Lake Central was elite. These 2A schools had the elite talent. 3A had the depth. It wasn't every year, but it took a minute. But there's people that will tell you flat out, like, they truly believe so-and-so's I want to drop names too, but I won't. Where they fucking dead ass believe that kid is the best kid in the state, regardless of class, and one of the best in the country. And I'm going, he's not top 50 in the country, let alone top best. And there's a conglomerate of people that believe.
Well, one thing I will tell you in the future, as you go forward with your life, like comments, especially if you can't find, and again, I was actually watching you guys watch the Sean Ryan show? I think there's a Sean Ryan show. There's a guy talking about how a lot of these bot farms are so, so the comments that get on posts and stuff, a lot of them are created by bots or created by people who are creating,
They get paid to do it.
Yeah, burner accounts and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And so like comments are really hard to even take serious anymore, just because of the fact that you don't really know, are they actual real people or whatever. So Mark, just so you know, in the future, if you see somebody comment that somebody's not good, and just hopefully just don't
No.
do
I'm
the
talking
same.
about thread where I know who the person is commenting. Like I know that.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're crazy. And then the next one's their brother, and that one's the
Well,
coach.
I mean, okay, yeah.
Your whole town actually believes your kid is the best kid, and he's a top kid in the country. And I'm like, and then it's
Yeah,
like,
but that's why I said I don't. Outside of
Oh.
them, I don't think anybody else thinks that though.
yeah, I mean,
I
probably right.
I got one for you. I don't know if it was you, Dalton, or not, but a wrestling coach told me a long time ago. I think it might have been you. It just sounds like something you'd say. You're not the champ if you can't beat the kid below you and above you. Was that you or not?
I might have said that.
Does that make sense? You're not so if you're, I don't care how many divisions you have, if you're a state champ, you got to beat the kid at the weight below you that you could have ran from. Right?
Oh yeah. I've definitely talked about this before. Because,
or you got to beat the kid above you that maybe you cut and ran from.
Yeah.
Right.
I've definitely told you about my own. Again, I never won high school state, and my senior year, I was ranked number 1 in the state at 135 pounds. And Brandon Preeson, the kid who had previously beat me the last 3 years at the state tournament, he was at 130 pounds. And I cut down to 130 because I was like, if I'm going to win state, I'm not going to win it up here. I look like a fool because I didn't wrestle the guy who's beat me 3 years in a row. So I wanted to go compete against him. So I definitely probably talked to you about something like that. Like, I think a lot of times people do dip out. And at the end of the day, like, yeah, I mean, a champion is, I mean, you got to be the best. And if the guy below you can jump up a weight class and beat you, you're definitely not the best. And then,
what do you think of that? Either Stewie, what do you think of that? There's a 150, 46 pounds, 57, 7 pounds. Yeah, fuck it. If you're a 150 pounder, and if you can't beat the 144 and you can't beat the 157, are you really? I understand you're the best 150, but are you the man?
Yeah, I think that's the interesting thing is that's where how you approach everything is really the mindset is, are you a champion? Whether you, I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know. I'm gonna say that I totally understand that thought process and theory. It makes perfect sense to me, right? Because as a guy who's coached for a long time, listen to people talk blatantly about we're gonna bump up because we know we can't beat so and so, but we can win this bitch at 44.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, we can't win it, so we're just gonna go 44. It works sometimes, but you're. And I'm not talking about anybody in general, but I've seen kids. The one that I've noticed that how that thought process really works is like. It's like the year Gabe Gabe what is his name? How can I not? Oh my God, he's such a good kid too. Yeah.
What school?
He was at 26 all year. He blew weight at regionals. God, I love the kid too. Why am I drawing a blank?
What year was it?
He's out at Drexel right now. His junior year, he blew weight at 26.
Bissy?
What?
Carson Bissy?
No.
He blew weight his junior year.
Hold on. But I'll give you the example. Drexel. What's his name from Moline? 45 pounder. He was at 45 or 52.
Oh, like recent.
Yep.
Yeah, he beat Alvarado. He's he's out
Tapia?
east. Yeah, Tapia's out east.
Yeah.
He's at Hofstra.
Okay, hold on. I'll tell you 1 second. How can I not remember his fucking name?
Well, I got a question while you're doing that, while you're Googling that. So we can say like, okay, if you're a 26 pounder can you beat the 20-pounder and the 32-pounder? Yeah, whatever. But now say you're a 90-pounder. Can you beat the guy 15 pounds below you, and can you beat the guy 25 pounds above you? So I think that's where it's like a unfair.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Weight
At
disparity.
the end of the day, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not necessarily that it's literal. It's more of like a metaphorical of like how, because we have weight classes to separate each other. But in
Good answer.
general,
No, I like that. Yeah.
in general, if you feel like you're the best, well, what does it mean to be the best?
Can you go up and beat the guy at the weight class above you and the guy below you? Yes. It's more of a mindset.
Yeah, because this is why, again, I love having Jimmy around, because it's like, well, he's the best. I mean, what do you mean? Well, he hasn't done this or he hasn't done this. Like, well, nobody, go fucking fight him. Go fight him, And it's just the biggest guy, the baddest dude is always the best. So, and that's coming from just a little guy. So
2 years ago, Gage Ship blows weight at regionals.
Yep.
And he could go 32. It's his buddy. His buddy says, you go 32, I'll go 38. He goes, no, dude, I'll just go 38. This is my bad. Well, nobody realizes that Cannon Webster's not going 38 anymore. He didn't tell nobody. He goes 44. Santino Robinson, not saying Santino ducked Cannon, but he avoided Cannon. He wrestled 38 all year. He had certified at 32. He was going to 38 is what he said. Well, he goes 32. Now, I'm not taking anything away from Gage's state title. Gage is awesome. He went undefeated his senior year, and then he got upset at the state tournament and finished third. But when you look at that bracket, he's a state champ.
Yeah.
I'm not bad-mouthing you, Gage. If you see this, or because I love you, I do. You're an awesome kid. But Santino Robinson went 32 and Cannon went 44. And you have a 26-pounder beat the shit out of everybody in that bracket at state tournament. Like, so in theory, I believe that most people ran from Cannon Webster at 38. Gage Ship had no knowledge of that happening. He just was like, I screwed up. I'll just go 38. I'm not going to screw my buddy over at 32. We don't have a 38-pounder. So he goes 38. And sure enough, Cannon goes 44. A bunch of people went 44 and 32 to avoid him. Or at 38, they thought he was doing. And he didn't. He goes 44. And Gage beats the brakes off everybody. Yeah.
Well, I think that's kind of what we're talking about. This is why, I mean, I think the culture decides what's the best accomplishments, right? Like the culture knows that Super 32 right now is a very tough competition, if not one of the toughest. The culture knows that Fargo is a tough competition, and if you win it, you're going to be tough. The culture knows that if you win Ironman, you're tough, right? And so I think it if kids win tournaments, good job. You won tournaments that are good. But I think the people know.
This is why we have wrestling math.
Yeah.
You want to hear something crazy? You want to hear something crazy? My mom's been to one wrestling tournament in her life. It was Bantam State, and she left. She made my dad leave early because there was kids crying. There were kids that were crying, and the concession people weren't wearing gloves. So it was like a sanitary thing, and there was kids crying, so they dipped. So middle school year, I was my mom called me, and I'm like, hey, I'm in North Carolina. Jimmy's in his big ass tournament, and it's called Super 32. He's in the finals. I gotta go, Mom. I gotta go. And she's like, they don't even have wrestling down there. Call me later. I'm like, so like, there you go. There's your average wrestling fan. Like, once you say you're in North Carolina, you're automatically like, you're not a wrestler, right?
Yeah. Well, it is ironic that North Carolina wrestling is not that great in a competitive stance, but yet the largest.
That's where Jack Sports is originally from.
But you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Like,
as a whole.
As a whole, and that's where one of the toughest tournaments in the country is, right? So
dude, Howard Forrest was just passing his record as a youth wrestler, just beating the fuck out of North. It's like building his confidence. What Howard's plan was, and he's like, all right, hey boy, you ready to go wrestle these good kids?
Yeah.
Added your shit. I built your confidence up. Now it's game time, son.
Yeah.
What he was doing. Hey, real quick, because that state tournament in 2023 has always been one of my biggest, like, I just can't process some of the things that happened there. And it's just the kids that ended up doing well at certain things. But when you look at the brackets, and you guys will laugh your ass off, at 132 that year, Santino Robinson beats Peyton Cox. Zach Montez beat Edgar Albino for third. Sean Larkin didn't. He was a state. He's a state champ, right? And then, but their records are like 41-0, 44-3, 48-3, 34-5. So like most of those guys came in with 0 to 3 losses coming into that tournament, tops. Montez had 2 losses coming in. Cox had 1. Albino had 3. You go to 44. You had a Bryce Griffin from Civic Memorial, who was a stud. You had a Bryce Griffin, Cannon Webster final, right? You go to 38 that year. And we had Jake Hamady came in with a 34-16 record. Outside of getting tech falled in the finals by a 26-pounder who went 50-0 that year and won it at 38.
Who was that?
Gage Ship. I mean, he had 50-0 that year, but he was at 26. He had 4 wins at state tournament at 38. He tech falled in the finals. Ship majored Anthony Stride in the semis. And as good as Jake Hamady is now, that I think he was just starting to get good, but he wasn't like, that's why he had 16 losses, right? He got tech falled in the finals by a 26-pounder. Like clearly when we talk about this idea, like if you go up or down, you know, the Cannon Webster effect made 32 really deep and 44 pretty tough, but it made 38 shit show.
Yeah, I mean, this is common. Every year there's a weight class that people jump out of because it's a one-horse race.
Yeah.
It's not even too deep. It's just a one-horse race.
Just too obvious.
Yeah, it's too obvious that you can't win. And if you can't win,
one
it's
horse,
not fun to be
I'm
there.
on that weight, you know, but they don't tell nobody. I think that's what's funny about it.
Yeah, that's happened since competition has ever begun. But guys, if you have anything else,
I got one thing.
Let's go.
The Mount Greenwood, the trooper, Eddie Enright, shout out.
Yeah.
Sorry we forgot about you.
Yeah, we apologize. I can't forget Eddie Enright. That dude he's tough. I can't believe.
You guys familiar? You know the trooper or not?
No.
1983 Iron Maiden. Google it. The trooper, Eddie. His name's Eddie.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about either, don't you?
1983 Iron Maiden.
The trooper, Eddie.
Iron Maiden sucks.
Everybody, no, they did. Well, they didn't suck in 1983.
This is a song?
Dude, Iron Maiden is a band.
Yeah, I know.
Come on.
No,
I was 5 years
on,
old.
Dalton.
I was like, I'd listen to Iron Maiden and have nightmares.
I know Iron Maiden is a band. I was talking about the trooper thing.
Yeah, Eddie's the trooper.
Okay, I got it. All right.
See
Well,
him?
we will try not to forget about Eddie. Eddie is coming into his second year. Is he SIUE and Northwestern wrestle November 15th. So 2 in-state.
Where at?
At SIUE, I believe. I was just there. Hold on.
That'd be good. Is it televised or what? Or I don't even know what November 15th brings. Like,
yeah, don't get ahead of yourself. Yeah, it'll probably be televised. It is at SIUE. It's
really?
in Edwardsville. Yeah,
that's such an easy ride. Such an easy ride.
Yeah.
Well, wait, November. Oh, that's this weekend.
Yeah, it's this weekend.
Yeah. Well, Jimmy wants me to come watch the Iowa State Nebraska Kearney duel. And Ames, I don't know. I don't know.
Either way, Eddie Enright hopefully is wrestling. I would imagine he's starting this year.
I would assume so. I think they put.
Why would he wrestle? Why would he wrestle Fresh Soft though? Then if he's going to be the starter,
because he's probably only
but
red shirt. He's a freshman.
Sure, but I'm just saying if you're wrestling, if you're the starter, you got to wrestle everybody. So
maybe they already. Well, look. Do me a favor. Google 174, and see there was a kid from Northwestern there. 174.
Oh yeah. Hold on.
Regular, whatever whatever they call it.
I'm on it.
I'm gonna text Don Kirchner and find out where Caden is. Remember Don?
Yeah. No Northwestern at 174 gold or open. So
Maybe they didn't let him then. Maybe it was just like mandatory.
yeah, I mean maybe he's still young, so maybe they're trying to, you
Yeah.
know, but he's tough, man. He's so hard
Oh
to
God, yeah.
he's so hard to wrestle. I mean, that dude is long and funky and strong
He's
for
been good forever.
yeah. Yeah, he's definitely good. But yeah, that'll duel will be happening.
He's cradled more kids
Yeah.
than babies have nurseries.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, guys. Well, let's finish up. Mark Stewart, we're playing the game. What's your
Oh
favorite
yeah,
takeaway?
truth or dare is my favorite part.
What's your favorite takeaway from our episode?
I think my favorite take or my most enjoyable moment was that I fell for Jim's tactics on this. What makes stud really was trying to find out was what the perfect man was for creating my new Tinder or dating profile requirements of what I'm. So there clearly I figured out why I'm not doing as well as I used to.
Yeah, you got red hair and you're less than 6 feet tall. You're fucked.
Well, I'm strawberry blonde. Thank you. The beard's just a little redder. But I'm not 6 feet tall apparently. So I'm just garbage. Like.
All right, Eler.
I learned that Stewie only likes single hot wrestler moms with red hair named Tiffany from Roxana.
Why do we keep going back to Roxana?
Because Masty swears that's your obsession.
Yeah.
I'm staying out of it. I'm taking the fifth.
I'm bringing the Roxana guys. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. All right, Jim, you're up.
My takeaway is this. Eler said it best. It wasn't just me. It wasn't you. It wasn't Mark. So you got somebody like a well-respected man of the community like Eler said, it's all about money. Fuck your kids. Nobody gives a shit. It's all about money. If he says it, it's real. Like we've been saying it for years, but there you go, man. There, you know.
Yeah.
He has dress pants. You know, he has dress pants that fit. He has shirts that are ironed, ready to go. If he says it, it's fucking fact. It ain't about your kids. It's about the money.
Yeah. And I think what I was glad about is we got a little honest, we got a little real, and more to come of that. So thanks for getting into it, guys.